I could not believe how many young girls were named Agathe in France. This is the French version of Agatha, but again, the spelling and the pronunciation is slightly different. It's not Agatha, but Agathe. If you were to ask me to name a couple of stereotypical grandma names, Agatha would probably be at the top of the list. But in France, this is a really normal, even fairly modern name. I have other examples too. The name Louise has been in the top 5 French baby names for a long time, but most American people don't know anybody under the age of 90 named Louise. It's a really common middle name because people will give it as a middle name as a way to honor a grandma or an aunt or something, because everyone has a great grandma or a great aunt Louise, but again, anyone under the age of 90 is not super common. Pauline is another good example. I don't know if that was ever super popular in the US, but I've definitely heard of it. But again, it makes me think of an old lady, whereas in France, Pauline is probably in her 20s or 30s. My final example is pretty different in the English versus the French versions. In French, it's Jeanne. In English, Jeanne is Joan. So Jeanne d'Arc, Joan of Arc. Again, I feel like I know people that have a grandma Joan or an aunt Joan. I don't know anybody named Joan that's anywhere near my age. But Jeanne in France is really popular for babies and for young girls. It wouldn't surprise me to meet someone my age named Jeanne. It wouldn't surprise me to meet someone in their 20s named Jeanne. And I feel like I hear about people naming their babies Jeanne all the time. But I feel like a baby Joan is a little strange. Also, just complete side note, why did we change Jeanne to Joan in English? It makes no sense. Why didn't we just keep the spelling and pronounce it Jean? Why? I think Jeanne and that spelling is gorgeous. It would be on my list for future baby girls if I were to ever have one. No, this is not a pregnancy announcement, but I don't know if I will actually ever use it because I would want to keep that spelling in English and probably just have her go by Jean in English. And I just don't understand why it is so different in English versus French. Jeanne and Joan are completely different names to me. Anyway, if you like this series about old lady names, let me know if you want some old man names too.